Good morning, guys. I'm got one more doorway to cut out on the cabin, and I'm finished with the doors. Well, finished cutting them out anyway. I know it's getting, well, the little chicks are getting where they can climb around. Anyway, sidetracked. I know it's getting to where you're seeing the same old thing over and over. Cutting out doors, cutting out windows, this kind of deal, but it's part of the process. You know, I've had a lot of people ask me for more videos, put out more content, and it just, that's all I have right now. That's what I'm working on. I'm trying to get that finished and get that part behind me so I can move on to framing the upstairs, building a staircase. Even if it's a temporary stairs, back over here, even if it's temporary stairs. Did buy a new ladder, you'll see that here in a minute, since I fell on the other one, landed on it and bent it. I don't trust it anymore. But I'm gonna try to get the new stairs built, start working on the upstairs framing, if I can get the lumber. And the price of lumber is just getting ridiculous. I was getting, at my price, for a 2x6, a 2x8x8, standard yellow pine, 2x8x8, I was paying $3.50 a piece. A 2x4 stud, which is what, 92.5 inches, it's not even 8 feet, is $6. It's crazy the price of lumber now. I'm getting less than half the lumber for twice what I was paying. But there's nothing I can do about it. It is what it is. So anyway, ramble over, back to the door. I have it marked where I can cut it out. I'm gonna have to be careful with this one. Originally there was not gonna be a door here. There was gonna be a window over here and the door back over this way, and I've moved things around, so it's just, things have changed. So now I'm gonna cut this out here, but you can see there is a lot of rebar that I'm gonna have to watch out for. I'm gonna try to cut this in sections and just knock out whole sections. I have to take a Sawzall, cut this rebar in two, cut it out, and just let the whole thing fall out, or at least parts of it fall out. It's gonna be kind of tricky. Probably end up hitting the rebar a couple of times, have to change chains on the chainsaw a couple of times, but that's why I have several. So that's where I'm at now. I guess I can go get that Sawzall, start cutting some of this out, cut some of this rebar into where I can knock this out in chunks and get ready to break the big saw out. All right, finally got all the rebar cut. Battery kept going. I didn't have any charged batteries for the Sawzall. I've been running them all down, not charging anything back up. So I had to wait, get them charged up. That set me behind, but I have every one of them, I think, cut in here. So now I've got to cut around all this stuff, and I'll probably hit one, have to change the chain. But I'm gonna try to get this cut out right quick. This is gonna take a while. Up here, I'm gonna have to do some chisel work, and it's just gonna be a pain. So I'm gonna get started knocking these logs out of the way and open up a gap and see if I can do it without tearing everything up or knocking the house down. All right, now comes the part that's going to be kind of a pain in the butt. I have to cut, I've got to cut this across this line, and I have a piece of rebar here, here. I think that's it. Those 3 pieces, or 2 pieces. I think that's just a knot right there. But I have to work around that without hitting it with the chainsaw. Get it cut as close as I can, break it off, cut it with the Sawzall, and just keep working it until I get it flat. So that's what I'm about to get on now. Try to get that done. Maybe I can get my door bucks put in there today. All right, guys, unfortunately, I didn't get this one finished this afternoon. I took out 2 chains on the chainsaw hitting rebar, and there's just so much rebar in here you have to work around. So I had to stop, sharpen chains, foam. My oiler on my chainsaw wasn't working. It was just stopped up, so I had to fix that. The bar was getting hot, so I didn't want to ruin the bar. So I had to stop and work on that, and batteries were dead. It was just, I don't know, the day was a disaster, really. When I got stuff done, got a big hole over here, but I didn't get it finished. I'll get that finished in the morning. It won't take that long. I do have rebar in the very bottom that I have to work around, but I think I've kind of come up with a plan for that. I'll get that done in the morning. Then I'll probably go get a sheet of plywood. I'm gonna put me probably just a 2x around the center, and I'll screw some plywood to it. That'll just block the hole back up for the winter until we get the doors. But yeah, that's it. I'll be back here bright and early in the morning to work on the rest of it. Okay, guys, back out here this morning, getting ready to finish up this door and get this stuff out of the way. What I've done, I've got to cut for my door seal, and this is actually above the floor in the house, and then I'm going to have a door seal here too, and I have rebar in the way. So I think what I'm going to do, I have set up a board, kind of like a ledger board. I know it looks like it's crooked, but it's tapered logs. It's not. I need to cut down to this board. I'm just going to take the chainsaw, make a series of cuts, take a hammer, knock them out. I'll cut the rebar off, and then I can come back and smooth this up a little bit with a grinder and a sanding wheel. And hopefully that's all I have to do, and it goes pretty smooth. Got to be careful and not cut the floor on the inside of the house. But I can go ahead and get this done, get my door bucks in here, and then start trying to seal some of these holes up. So I'm going to get this done right quick, try not to mess anything up, and I don't know, move on to something else. I've been getting a lot of questions on how I secure the door bucks to the log walls. Why I don't have any settling systems or slots in the door bucks or anything like that. What I use is a 1.5 inch Forstner bit to countersink my hole. Then I just use a regular 1/2 inch auger bit to drill through the door buck and just start it into the log. Then I use these 12 inch long, 1/2 inch diameter lag screws. I use a 7/16 washer and put 2 of them on there so that it fits inside here really well. You drill into the center of each log, and that pins the log to the door buck. It can't move after that. It can't compress it because these are 5 inch thick, 12 inch wide door bucks, and you're just not going to squish them. So the whole thing has to move together. If anything settles, it's all going to settle together. So you don't have to worry about it moving. There are a lot of houses that are built this way. Your typical kit house does not use as big a log as these are. As you can see, and these are 12 inch diameter or 12 inch wide door bucks, and I'm still sticking out on both sides an inch. So close to the center of the logs are still 14 inches in diameter. So they're just big and heavy. They're pretty dry. These logs are roughly 6 years old now, 7. So they have dried quite a bit already. There's just not going to be much shrinkage. And like I said, anything that, if it does move, it's all going to move together because they're all pinned together. So I just wanted to clear that up right quick. I get a lot of people asking about settling and slots and what I use to do this with, and that's it. That's all there is to it. It's really not that difficult. And like I said, there's a lot of these log homes that are built this way, and they've been this way for years, and they still have no issues with doors and windows. All right, that's got this little project finished up. I know people have been wondering if you're going to be able to see these bolts once everything's finished. And the answer is no. The door will be sitting in the center, and the door jamb and everything will cover the bolts up. You won't see any of that. Yes, I'm missing a few bolts across here. It's just because they didn't have enough. No one keeps a lot of these 12 inch long lag bolts in stock. They're just so expensive, and in my area they just don't use a bunch of them. So they'll get a couple of boxes in, and then I'll go pick them up and get them to order some more. So we're waiting for another box of them to come in. I'm about 8 or 10 short. Should finish up everything that I have to do and have a couple left over for something else. So I'm going to get started cleaning all this mess up. I'm going to wrap this one up right here. Need to go collect eggs and call it a day. I'll see you guys on the next one.